Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the Run Your Day podcast. My name is Dan Hafner. Inside of the topic of overcoming fear this week, today's episode is Do What You Must. Thank you very much for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, so do what you must. Inside of this topic and theme of the week, overcoming your fear, doing what you must was an episode I looked forward to broadcasting here and talking about more in depth because it ties so much into the topic of overcoming fear, and it really there's a lot to talk about in here. So I'm just gonna dive right in. Whatever it is that you have to do, whether it's a big goal, a little goal, a small task, a big task, doing what is required of you is often not easy. 90% of our lives are spent doing things that we really don't want to do. That's just kind of the hard truth of things. But satisfaction and progress are found inside of those menial tasks. I've talked about this before, and I'm sure I'll talk about it again because I love to harp on this concept. Fall in love with the boring, with the mundane, because that is so hard to do, and that is what separates the elite from the mediocre. That willingness to put in the work when no one's watching. But anyway, that's kind of a different topic for another day. But getting back to this doing what you must, whether it's a mental block or an actual physical block that you are facing inside of your life, you need to face those enemies of yours and attack. You cannot sit back and be passive. You have to do what you have to do. You have to develop this commitment, this dedication, this resilience, even stubbornness in going after what you want and doing whatever is required to get there. If you have a goal in life, whatever it is, reaching that goal or hitting that target is likely not going to happen. I hate to say likely, like it won't happen if your resolve and your commitment to get it is not 100%. Like you can't expect to give 99.9% effort into something and expect to hit it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've learned this in my own life in a lot of different ways. If you are not ruthlessly committed to something, you're not going to get it. And I'm not saying that to be a hater. I'm saying that as a fact. Like, if you are not completely and ruthlessly committed to something and doing whatever is required to get there, your mind will make up reasons why you don't deserve it, why you don't get it. That is how our minds work. Our minds are wired for survival as human beings. We are wired to do the safe things. We are taught from a young age to not take risks, to play it safe. I mean, there might be some of you out there that weren't taught this, and if you weren't, then you're way ahead of the game. But for a lot of us out there, we were taught this concept of play it safe. Don't venture into the unknown. And you know what you have to do. There's almost like a calling or a voice inside of all of us that, like, if you set a big, hairy, audacious goal and you know what exactly, and you're clear on exactly what you want to do or what you want to have. You know what you have to do. You know what is required to get there. Your mind knows the ins and outs and the different things that you must do in order to accomplish that goal. That's how our brains are wired also. So just do it. I hate to steal Nike's catchphrase here, but just do it. Just do the things that your conscious or the voice or your God or whatever you want to call it is telling you to do. Your mind has it pulls you in a million different ways, right? There's voices that tell you, don't do this, don't, this is fear, this is doubt, this is uncertainty. And then you have this urge and this longing to just go, to just do it. You have to be conscious of listening to what voice and what directions you are listening to, because those will determine your direction. Those will determine your destiny. Your mind will continue to convince you that you don't need to do the things that you have to do. You don't need to do them because it's not directly related to your immediate survival. Like if I want to go for a 10-mile run on whatever day after I just ate a whole ton of food and I'm relaxed and it's 100 degrees outside and I really don't need to do that thing, my mind's going to be like, hey man, just like curl up on the couch and just call it a day. Like, what do you have to prove? Like, you're not doing anything. It's that kind of thought process that will creep into your mind and become a poison, become just a constant source of doubt and fear for you if you allow those thoughts to control you, because that will become your reality. You'll stop one day and you'll never get back into it. You'll stop. How many times has this happened to you in your life where you've had the intention to do something and you just give up on it once, or you got into a habit and then you give up on it, and then the next day you don't do it, and the next day and the next day, and the next thing you know, you haven't done it in 2 months. This happened to me a lot in my past, and it's taken discipline. Discipline is doing what you must. Doing what is required of you in order to get the shit that you want in your life. It sucks most times. It's hard. It's difficult. It's boring. It's not sexy. It's not what they show at the end of the highlight reel. It's not what people see. People expect the results from you. They only see the results of what you got in your life. They don't see the hours of work. They don't see you getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do what you got to do. They don't see you working till 11 o'clock at night to do what you got to do. They don't see all the crap that you deal with every day in your business, in your fitness, in your kids, in your wife or husband, and in everything. They don't see that. But you are doing the work. You are doing what is required at all times. At all times, you cannot give in to this thought process of, oh, I'll do it next time, or oh, I'll get to it next time. No, do it now. Do it now, or you will not do it. You know this. You know this in your heart of hearts. You cannot act. You cannot wait to act. These are the types of thought processes you need to start developing if you want to have big goals and you want to achieve big goals and you want to get unstuck in life. If you're out there and you are feeling stuck, or you are feeling fearful or doubtful or insecure, like, it's okay. There are millions, if not billions, of other people that feel the exact same way as you. It's okay. What's not okay is giving into that, staying there. Staying in your little safe harbor. A ship is not built. A ship is safe in a harbor. That's what I was going to say. A ship is safe in a harbor. That's not what a ship is built for. It's built to sail the ocean. It's built to attack the unknown, to handle the unknown. Think about that today. Think about, how do you not do what is required in your life? How can you be better about doing the things that you must do to achieve what you want to achieve, that you know you are not doing? Things that you are putting off, things that you are avoiding. How can you get better at this? Take 5 minutes, think about this. What can you do inside of your job, inside of a business, inside of a relationship, to do what you must do? Even if it's not going to result in direct praise or satisfaction for you, if the dividends will pay off 10 years from now, do what you got to do. Do what you have to do. It's that simple. Discipline. discipline yourself. So think about this. Think about how you can be better at this. That's your assignment for the day. All right. Thank you very much again for joining. That is all for today's episode. As always, my name is Dan Hafner. Thank you very much for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. I will have one more episode for you this week. It's going to be, I'm not sure yet. I've got to get there. I apologize. It's going to be awesome. It's Friday. I'm going to send you off into the weekend with some fire and some inspiration so you can get after it this weekend. So thank you very much again for joining, and we will talk to you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.